أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر وإن يروا آية يعرضوا ويقولوا سحر مستمر وكذبوا واتبعوا أهواءهم وكل أمر مستقر. ولقد جاءهم من الأنباء ما فيه مزدجر. حكمة بالغة فما تغني النذر. فتولى عنهم يوم يدعو الداعي إلى شيء نكر. خش عن أبصارهم يخرجون من الأجداث كأنهم جرد منتشر. مهطعين إلى الداعي يقول الكافرون هذا يوم عسر. كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح فكذبوا عبدنا وقالوا مجنون وازدجر. فدعا ربه أني مغلوب فانتصر. ففتحنا أبواب السماء بماء منهمر. وفجرنا الأرض عيونا فالتقى الماء على أمر قد قدر. وحملناه على ذات ألواح ودسر. تجري بأعيننا جزاء لمن كان كفر. ولقد تركناها آية فهل من مدكر. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Please welcome Dr. Nasir Zaidi with 3 loud salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد ثم الصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين أما بعد فقد قال الحكيم في كتابه المجيد وفرقانه الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم لا تقنطوا من رحمة الله. Dear brother and sisters, tonight we are celebrating birth anniversary of our fifth Imam, Imam Baqir alayhi salam. In the beginning of today's session, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us strength and give us tawfiq to follow the teachings of Imam Baqir alayhi salam and teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. The Quranic verse I recited is from Surah Zumar, verse number 53. In this Quranic verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ibadiyalladina, those my servants who acted recklessly against their self, and la taqnatu min rahmatillahi, do not lose your hope from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the verse which is very important. I hope I will be able to mention one important point or aspect of this surah, which is normally differently we are understanding this verse when we read this La taqnatu min rahmatillah. So we should not be despair of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should always be hopeful. So what does it mean? Normally we take it in the context of akhirah, in the context of our salvation, in the context of our forgiveness, that we should not be hopeless to Allah. We should always have place our hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we hope that Allah will shower His mercy upon us in the day of judgment. So this is the context. Normally we understand this one, but I also want to give different perspective from this verse. But today actually we are speaking and we are discussing the very important emotion and feelings, and we all are experiencing this emotion and this feeling, the feeling of disappointment. When we feel disappointed, then this feeling affect us and affect our soul and affect our heart. So this is why today I will have two different parts of today's lecture or session. The one part will be related to the psychological aspect of disappointment. We will little bit discuss from psychological perspective when we say that I am disappointed or I am feeling disappointed. So exactly how psychologically we explain this one, or in modern psychology, and then in the light of the explanation what we are going to mention in the light of modern psychology, we will also see the Quranic approach, and we will also see the teachings of Imam Baqir alayhi salam. I want to mention, I will not be able to mention all the sayings of Imam Baqir alayhi salam related to disappointment, but only two important sayings I'm going to discuss, and these sayings are very relevant to the subject and the topic we are discussing. So when we say that I am disappointed, yeah, I am feeling disappointment. So what is the meaning of disappointment? So disappointment, there are three different aspects or elements. One is related to the outcome of something that I am hoping for this one, and I see that the results and outcomes are not favorable, are not favoring whatever I was expecting, and this is why I am feeling disappointment. But before we go to outcomes and results, we have to see actually this disappointment is directly related to our unmet expectations. So disappointment is related to our expectations. If our expectations are met, whatever we are expecting, whatever we are hoping for, whatever we have already thought about the outcomes, they are according to my hope and according to my expectation, then I feel happy. This is the feeling of happiness. But if I see I was expecting something else, or what has happened, it was totally different. So it means I will become desperate, I will become hopeless, and then I will feel disappointment. So our unmet expectations are playing very important role. These are underlying factors. When we are when we have some emotions which are negative and which are basically harming our soul and our heart and our mind. So first thing that we learn from here is that we have to go to the underlying factors of our emotions, so that we will be able to analyze and we will be able to go at the deeper levels. So this is what we learn, that unmet expectations are there, and these, why my expectations are not met. So this question comes in psychology, and our psychologists, they say that there are two main things that we have to separate from each other. When we say that my expectations, my hope was not fulfilled, or my expectations were not met, so basically when we see this expectation, we have two different aspects. One is unexamined and unexpressed disappointment or expectations, that I am already forming my expectation about something, but I am not fully examining my expectations. I am not examining the surroundings, the conditions, the environment, the situation. When I am miscalculating these situations and environment, and then I already, for example, have these unexamined expectations, then the result will be that it will not be met. So our expectations and our hope will not be according to what we are thinking. So unexamined and unexpressed means that if, for example, you are talking to me and you have some expectations, but you are not able to communicate with me, you are not able to share your expectations, you are not able to clarify your expectations. If you come to me and you are saying that this is my expectation, before we go and see the results and outcomes, then I will be able to help you. I will be able to support you, that your expectations are too high. If you have too high expectations, and when we see the ground realities are not matched with your expectation. But if you are not able to communicate your expectations, no one can help you. So this is one aspect. And other kind of expectations are, these are well examined, these are well expressed. What does it mean? It means that now you have very realistic expectations. Your hope is very realistic. Why your hope is, Assalamu alaikum, why your hope is very realistic? Because you have already analyzed, you have already assessed the situation, you know the ground realities. When you know the ground realities, when you know, you have already paid attention to the different aspects of your expectations, and then you know that these expectations are well examined now, these expectations are well expressed now. I am expected something, I am hoping something, but at the same time I am able to communicate my expectations, I am able to share my expectation, I am able to clarify my expectation. Then we will see that we are not becoming disappointed, and then we will feel happiness because outcomes are good or in our favor. So these two aspects are important from modern psychological perspective. So third thing I want to mention, again I want to repeat it, that first part of my today's session will be related to psychological perspective of disappointment, which is very strong and very important feelings, and we are always experiencing this disappointment and hopelessness in our life. So the second part will be, we will see this modern psychological approach. In the light of this psychological approach, we will see the teachings of Imam Baqir alayhi salam. So this is basically we are going to do. So in first part I mentioned that we feel disappointed, and then why we feel? Because of unmet expectations. So why we have unmet expectation? Because we have unexamined expectation, we have unexpressed expectation. If our expectations are realistic, and then this will be good, there will be no disappointment. So this part, and then further I want to add one or two points, that when we talk about disappointment, and when we see the outcomes are not in my favor, and the results are not in my favor, what I was hoping for, what I was expecting, and whatever the expectation was, so now I see that expectations are not met. So then what happens to me? This is also very important, that now I will feel, there are different feelings are involved then. First of all, what will happen to me? I may feel vulnerable. Feeling of vulnerability is always possible. I will feel shame. The feeling of shame is very strong and very deep. This is related to basically our whole existence, that what I am, who I am, is related to shame. And then I may be feeling hurt, I may be feeling blaming other people. So these kind of feelings are already involved when my expectations are not met. So what we need to do with these feelings? For example, I will give you the example. For example, I am going for the job interview, and then I'm saying to everyone, every community member, every family member, whosoever are my relatives, I'm saying, oh, my education is very high and I am very skillful. I don't have any problem. I'm going to get this job. And then I am very expert in giving interviews and other things. When I am doing this one, and then all of a sudden I see that they have failed me. So once they have failed me, so I will feel very vulnerable, because I have said to everyone, I am feeling shame also, because I feel vulnerable, I feel shame. So then why this happened? Because I was not tackling this issue from the just day first properly, and just a lot of boasting were there, lot of pride was there, lot of arrogance were there. So this is why now I am feeling shame, now I am feeling vulnerable. But at the same time, I want to add this point, that as a community member, what will be our responsibility? This is very important, we pay attention to this one. So what should we do that someone is there in my community who is feeling ashamed? So what should I do? And something happened like this. So my role should not be like I am laughing at this person. I should not laugh. I should not mock this person. I should not say, look, this person was saying this one and he has failed now. He was unsuccessful in his interview. I should not do this. I should be supportive to this person. What should I do? I should add another feelings. And what is this feeling? Feeling of encouragement. I am saying to this person, no, you have done great job. You had this courage to say that I will be successful, but this is your courage. So you have to find out something more positive. If you have positive feelings, if you are finding out, then it means that you are able to support your community members. So this is another topic that another day I will just explain this one. So this thing, and at the same time I also want to add this point. When we say to ourselves that I am feeling disappointed and disappointment, so we forget one thing. We are paying attention to our education, we are paying attention to our skills, we are paying attention to our strength, but we are forgetting everything is not in my control. This is very important, that when we feel bad, when we feel, for example, stressed out, when we feel depressed, so we should always know that external world is different from my internal world. External world is not always in my hand, but I can control to some extent my internal world. So for example, in our topic disappointment, when I already know, okay, my side is, for example, really perfect, there is no issue from educational side, from my work experience, from my educational experience, from my other skills, whatever is required for this job, I am perfect. But I am forgetting one point, and this is why sometimes my expectations are unexamined and unexpressed. So I should also know that half part is related to other people. I don't know these people, how they are perceiving me, how they are looking me, what they do and what they are not going to do. So it is not related to me. I have done whatever I have done, but people are there, experts are there, educators are there, interviewers are there. So I don't know what will be the result. So if we are properly examining our expectations, ground realities, and we are clearly able to draw the boundaries between us and self and other people, then it will not, we will not say that our expectations are unmet. So this part was related to psychological perspective of disappointment and hopelessness. But now let's see the second part. Second part is related to Islamic teachings, the teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam and the teachings of the Quran, how we should see this issue in the light of Quran and teachings of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. I think this is very important, need of the day, because we should always, and I normally try to do this one, but I want to do it more, that whenever there is any Wiladat and any Shahadat, we should first discuss the psychological and philosophical and theological aspect of the topic, and then we will see in the light of psychological and philosophical or theological aspect how Quran is seeing this issue, what we can understand from the teaching of Ahl Bayt, how they can provide guidance to us, because it's very deep and very important whatever we are learning. For example, in the just beginning of this today's lecture, I mentioned La taqnatu min rahmatillahi ya ibadiyallazi asrafu ala anfusihim. Those who have accessed their boundaries, they have crossed their limit against their nafs, against their self. La taqnatu min rahmatillahi. You should not lose your hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the beginning I said normally our understanding is, oh, this verse is related to the day of judgment, and then related to our salvation, and then in the day of judgment, if for example I am lacking something, I hope the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope Allah will shower His mercy upon us. I hope the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I am mentioning different aspect of this verse. La taqnatu min rahmatillahi. We should not lose hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means that we need to understand exactly what is the meaning of rahmat, what is the meaning of mercy of God. If we don't understand the meaning of rahmat and mercy of God, we will not take lesson from this verse, and we cannot relate this verse to our psychological topic, disappointment. So basically, now if really we are acting upon this verse and we are able to implement this very important principle, and we are able to cultivate this principle in our heart, then this will be very helpful. Because mercy means, for example, if you are saying that I am very kind to other person, I am showing my compassion, I am also very empathetical towards other people. When I am saying, what does it mean? So it means that I am merciful. It means that I am paying attention to your needs, and I know that you are not able to fulfill your needs. Someone must be there to help you. You are needy. You have not enough strength to address your needs. You cannot meet your needs and whatever you are expecting. So I am there to help you out. So this is actually the meaning of rahmat. Rahmat means that you are in poverty, and when we talk this in relation to God, so what God has said, ya ayyuhal insan antumul, ya ayyuhan nas, I think, antumul fuqara'u ilallah. Your poverty is not the normal kind of poverty. Your poverty is your existence. You have existential poverty towards me. You are nothing without me. I am not only your creator, but I am also your sustainer. each and every moment I am sustaining you. Each and every moment you need in me. You understand how much this verse is important? Now, for example, how it is possible that I can become hopeless? Quran is saying you should not become hopeless. You cannot become hopeless in your life when you have hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have you noticed this one, how much it is important? Why? Because if, for example, from worldly side, I am lacking something, I have some wrong expectations, sometimes I have high expectations, but whatever is happening, when I see the outcomes, these outcomes are not affecting me. Why? Because now I, at the same time, I have spiritual strength. This spiritual strength is my hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my hope in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When I have this hope, so I know that if at worldly level something happened to me, my expectations are not met, but Allah is there who is present in my life. I am experiencing the existence of God in my life, and then Allah will see my needs and Allah will fulfill my needs and address my needs. This is very deep. And then when we see what Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, now Imam Baqir alayhi salam is paying attention to two aspects. One aspect, if you remember from psychological point of view, we talked when we are talking about disappointment, we are talking about expectations. So Imam exactly pointing out these the nature of our expectation. What should really we do with our expectation? How we need to have hope on someone in our life. So what we need to do, and how Imam alayhi salam is guiding us. The second point, if you remember, I said that feeling of vulnerability, feeling of shame, feeling of worthlessness. This is so dangerous, because now when I am feeling shame in front of you, then I feel that I am worthless. Sometimes it is happening. So Imam is saying that you should not place your hope in people's belongings and possessions. You should not do this one. When we meet each other, I see that you have a lot of skills. You have achieved a lot of, for example, in your life, you have achieved your goals, and then you have high level of job, you have beautiful car, you have beautiful house, you have lot of possessions. If I am hoping in not in you, in your possessions, Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, you should not do this. This is what Imam says. And then Imam is paying attention to the other aspect also, that we have talked from psychological side. Imam says that it is related to your dignity. If you want your dignity, if you want your respect, if you want, as Quran says, لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, that we have respected human being. This is what Quran says. If Allah has created us as a respected created being, then it is important for us to keep our respect, to be respectful to, in our own eyes and in the eyes of others. Our dignity, our worthfulness, our self-esteem, this is extremely important for us. And this is what Imam Baqir alayhi salam says, that if you are not having high hopes and you have not high expectations from whatever you see in this world and worldly things, so you will not have any problem. This is the difference between the one who is following the teaching of Ahl Bayt and who is loving Ahl Bayt and who has no Ahl Bayt in his or her life. The difference must be realized. This is what I am saying. You have more strength because you have this great pride that you are the lover of Imam Ali alayhi salam. You have this great honor and dignity that you have Nahjul Balagha in your hand. You have a Sahifa Sajjadiya, you have beautiful prayers and supplications of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. These supplications are too deep, from psychological side, from spiritual side, from theological side, from philosophical side. We can take benefit. Unfortunately, we are not taking benefit. This is very different thing. But what I am saying is, so this is first thing that I wanted to mention. The other thing Imam alayhi salam says about, you need to have sabrun jameel. This is the Quranic terminology. Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam said that your nafs has deceived you and beautified this evil for you. Yaqub said, but I will observe sabrun jameel. I will observe this beautiful patience, and this is very important for me. When I have this beautiful patience in the view of Imam alayhi salam, which is respectful, which has a dignity. So when we talk about this level of patience from Imam alayhi salam, so one thing that I wanted to just see quickly, and then I will. So this graceful patience is related to Quranic verse, and I have mentioned to you. But actually, what is the difference between sabr and sabrun jameel? How sabr jameel is helping me to have my expectations within the boundaries and within the limits. I am not exceeding the limits. I am not crossing the boundaries. I am fully aware of the ground realities also when I am having hope on something. So this is what Imam says. So first point is that I want to mention here, that if you are observing sabrun jameel, it means you have no complaint to other people. You are not complaining. So when you are not complaining, something happened to you, you know that because of people, because they did not understand you, because they had some your interest. In this world, injustice is everywhere. You can already experience this one. And we are waiting for the justice of our Imam. And this is why we are waiting to that our Imam will come and implement justice on this earth. So this is our belief. But at the same time, we know that people are not giving our right. We deserve more than what we are getting. But if we are all the time complaining, if we are all the time questioning, if we are all the time criticizing, what will happen? Basically, we are destroying ourselves spiritually and psychologically. This is against my psychological and spiritual well-being. So this is one thing that we are not complaining. The other thing is, then we are not saying that, okay, I deserve this thing. It has to be done with me. It right now I want. You can't do. These kind of statements are not good, because now you are observing sabrun jameel. Now you have this beautiful patience, and then this is helping you. And then third thing is, then your when will be converted into what? When means when it will happen, why it has happened. But what means I am not paying attention to the results. I am not paying attention to the outcomes. I am paying attention to what is my responsibility. Extremely important. I am responsible of my responsibility. What is my obligation? I have done enough or not? I have put my full efforts on this issue or not? This is more important. And if I have sabrun jameel, it means that this when will be converted or will be shifted to what? What is my response? When I am fully focusing on my responsibility, then there is no disappointment, or there is less disappointment. And then we also have to see the difference between when I am feeling disappointment and when I am disappointed. So these are very different from each other. When I feel disappointment, change is possible, because these are my feelings. I am not my feelings. Feelings are part of one small part of my whole self. So it can, but when I say I am disappointed, I am worthless, what does it mean? I am equating myself to or with this, for example, emotion, which is very particular and related to very small aspect. So this is what we learn from Sabrun Jamil. The third thing is, and the last I would say, because we have already, the time has finished. So we are not looking for the perfection of our results and outcomes. We are looking for the best possible results. When I am looking for the best possible results, and we know that we are also from Imam alayhi salam, this prayer is very good. When I am saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh God, give me the best, whatever I am wanting, give me the best, and at the same time also grant me qanaat, contentment. I need contentment. The principle of contentment in Islamic philosophy, in Islamic mysticism, and in the Quranic principles is a very deep and very important. One day I will talk in more detail that contentment is a beautiful principle which is always balancing my emotions and my feelings. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to follow the teaching of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our a'mal and ibadat. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enlighten our heart with the teaching of Quran and teaching of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the fast recovery of those who are sick and who have requested us to pray for them. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower His mercy upon those who have passed away. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the reappearance of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi tayyibin at-tahirin al-ma'sumin.
If I could please call up Brother Alirda Al-Rakia for Mankabat. Salawat.
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Inshallah, let us all pray together to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a blessed night tonight. Let's all pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give shifa to all those people who need our du'as, those people who are sick and suffering, through the wasila of the beloved father of our fifth holy Imam. Inshallah, please join me in this recitation. Ya Rabbi mare karbo bala kahe wasta, jo hai mariz unko tu de jald ab shafa. Ya Rabbi mare karbo bala kahe wasta, जो है मरीज उनको तू दे जल्द अब शफा. बीमार वतन फातिमा सुगरा का वास्ता, मासूमा का यतीम सकीना का वास्ता. डूबा लबे दरिया वो सफीना का वास्ता, ए मेरे खुदा शाहे مدینہ کا واسطہ، یارا بیمار کرب و بلا کا ہے واسطہ، جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جلد اب شفا، بیمار کی حالت ہے یہ دیکھی نہیں جاتی، میں کیا کروں غم سے میرا بھر جاتا ہے سینہ، بس یاد میں تیرے میں مصلی ہوں بچھاتا، جز تیرا نہیں کوئی میرا مونس و ساتھی، یارا بیمار کرب و بلا کا ہے واسطہ، جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جلد اب شفا، کرتا ہوں دعا رب سے میں یا حضرت سجاد، ہے آسرا تمہارا تم ہی کیجیو امداد، ہے کون میرا جس سے کروں جا کے میں فریاد، امداد طلب ہے میری تم کیجیو امداد، یارا بیمار کرب و بلا کا ہے واسطہ، جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جلد اب شفا، بیمار کے لیے تیرا یہ ذکر شفا ہے، ہر اسم تیرا ان کے لیے ایک دوا ہے، تو کن فیکو ہے وہ تیرے در کا گدا ہے، تو چاہے تو ایک آن میں ہی ان کی شفا ہے، یارا بیمار کرب و بلا کا ہے واسطہ، جو ہے مریض ان کو تو دے جلد اب شفا، for the شفا for all the مریض سورۃ المبارکۃ الفاتحہ.
Thank you for that beautiful recitation. If you could have the sponsor slide up, please. So tonight's program is sponsored by Bande Khuda for the Isaiah Thawab of all marhumin in the donors family and all marhumin. Please recite a Surah Fatiha. If I could ask Sister Farzana Alidina on the ladies' side to make a fundraising announcement.
Sisters and brothers, Salam Alaikum. Kushali Mubarak. In 2024, each of you, as part of the greater Az-Zahraa community, embraced the Sponsor a Day program. Together, 183 days were sponsored, and the donor group matched our contributions. In 2025, we continued this program. Each pledge and donation helped maintain our center in the coming year. On December 15th, last week, there were 95 days left to sponsor. Many of us were preparing for the winter break, whether traveling to a warmer climate, preparing for visitors, or counting the days until we get some good rest. But then you get a call. We need your help. This is our center where we come to learn, pray, eat together, play community sports, volunteer, teach, and socialize. We need to ensure these same services are available for everyone in the coming years. Whatever your need, the Az-Zahraa Center wants to support you. And so, the calls were answered, the messages actioned, and transactions completed. With the blessings of the Almighty, you have all helped, come forward, and as of today, there are only 21 days left to sponsor. MashaAllah. Thank you to those donors and their families who have renewed their pledge from last year. You already know how much difference your donation has made. Thank you to the new donors and their families who have joined the campaign and are ready to reap the rewards of their generosity. We all know Rajab is Allah's month. The rewards are multiplied for each and every good deed we perform. It's a time to reflect, purify, and prepare for the holy month of Ramadan. Please, we are so close to our goal. If you haven't made your Qums payment, consider pledging the amount towards the campaign. We've added a new sponsorship option, $450 for a quarter day. We hope youth, new donors, or anyone who wants to give a little bit more will take advantage of this option. On the screen, we have a QR code, so you can scan and donate directly from your phone. Visit the Treasurer's Desk at any time and enter your pledge. While waiting for your chai and tabarruk, reach out to your friends and family and make a pledge for a group donation for at least one day. Remember, our center needs our help and our continued generosity. We ask the Almighty to give us a share of the gifts bestowed in this month, and that He makes us among those who attain acceptance and felicity in this world and the hereafter. Thank you. Salawat.
Thank you, Sister Farzana. Now I'd like to call up Brother Shayan Rashid for an announcement about the Quran competition.
Assalamu alaikum. On behalf of the entire executive and trustees, I wanted to take this opportunity to wish you all, and as well as your families, the greatest of felicitations and on this auspicious day of the birth of our beloved Imam. And also we wish you all the barakah and blessings for the holy month of Rajab starting tomorrow, inshallah. We have an update on the Quran competition, the World Federation Hal Min Mudakkir Quran competition. As we've previously announced, we had a preliminary round here in Vancouver, and alhamdulillah, we had quite a few participants in the competition here, completing with 10 winners who advanced to the semi-final round to the Nasimco level for all the North America Jamaats. On the screen, we're displaying the winners for the finalist or the preliminary round that we had here in Vancouver. Last weekend, Nasimco held the North America semifinals, with the winners announced earlier today. And I'm happy to announce that we have some winners from Vancouver. If I can see the second slide, please. These are all of the winners for the 10 categories. And alhamdulillah, Sister Musabiha Bachu and Sister Asia Daya from Vancouver have advanced to the semi-finalist round. Allah salawat for all of them. I wanted to take a moment and thank the organizers under the guidance and leadership of Sister Sumaya Bachu, assisted by Sister Zainab Bachu, Sister Masima Daya, Brother Fahim Dala, and the Madrasa admin team for the appreciation of their amazing work and dedication on short notice for putting this competition together for Vancouver. Please join me in reciting a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Inshallah, we look forward to another announcement in April for positive results from the Vancouver Jamaat in the competition in Iraq. Thank you.
Salawat. So everyone please rise for ziyarat now. If I can ask Syed Hassan to please come forward.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب، السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا سيد الزكي، السلام عليك يا طاهر الزكي، السلام عليك يا أبا محمد الحسن بن علي، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك، عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى زينب الحسين وعلى عباس الحسين. السلام عليكم يا أئمة الهدى، السلام عليكم يا علام التقى، السلام عليكم يا أولاد رسول الله علي بن الحسين زين العابدين محمد بن علي باقر علم النبي جعفر بن محمد الصادق موسى بن جعفر الكاظم علي بن موسى الرضا محمد بن علي الجواد علي بن محمد الهادي الحسن بن علي الزكي العسكري جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان، السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة، اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكن أرضك توعا وتمتع فيها طويلا. سلامتی آقا امام زمان و المرحومین صلوات.